What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Book is entitled Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father at Amazon Kindle and Create Space. A link will be in the description box below. As usual, go get it. And PayPal information is in there too. Gotta put it in there now. Whatever. It's just not my thing, but I'm putting it in there so y'all can have it. It was requested. Okay. This video though is entitled "Reasons Productive Black Men Should Go Rogue," or giving productive black men reasons to go rogue. So I went jogging this morning before work. As usual, I work out before I go to work. And I was listening to the video that BGS did talking about T. Hassan Johnson. About, our state. And it had the clip of Antonio Moore and Yvette Carnell. And Antonio Moore said in there, he's afraid that black men are going to realize how our lives are completely different from everybody else's, and we just going to not mess with everybody. And for productive brothers, I would say that I think they're most productive black men are right at the precipice of doing that. Of just, I don't rock with none of y'all. Tell you why. Prior to that, to even listening to that, the day before I was on the phone with my aunt. And my aunt tells me that she was watching TV and she's going to see the Tyler Perry movie, the one that's coming out with Tiffany Haddish, Tika Sumpter, and Whoopi Goldberg. And I chuckled because my aunt pays attention to social media too. And she's like, "What are you laughing at?" And I said, "Well, Auntie, you think brothers are going to protest this movie because it was made by Tyler Perry and is starring a black woman who has a baby with a white guy in real life, another black woman who was married to a white guy before she blew up in comedy, and an older black woman who was known for dating only white men and had a white boyfriend basically do blackface." Not basically, he did. Now, are we gonna boycott the movie because of that? Because we supported you. And then she just bust up laughing like, wow, that is very true. Because the productive brothers, and the people who are woke or conscious, or also the people who've experienced enough life, have seen the hypocrisy for so long, it's hilarious. Because me just saying that, nobody didn't think about that. And at the same time, I was listening to Sergeant Willie Pete's video, responding to somebody, I don't know who. I got ideas, but I can't confirm or deny because I actually don't necessarily know. He just responded. Saying that brothers need to take an L because of Lee Daniels' depiction of black women. Because I did see the trailer even before that video was made about the movie with Keke Palmer being a pimp. It just looks stupid to me. But now black men need to take an L because of a gay black man, when straight black men don't rock with gay black men like that, and everybody knows it. Gay black men usually are more tied to black women, whether they be straight or gay. That's who's unified. We're not in that mix. But we got to take an L for that. Okay, I understood his point when he said that. This is why brothers like are on the cusp or like, I'm going rogue. I'm doing my thing. And being rogue is different from going rogue. The definition of rogue is to be like dishonest. But when people say I go rogue, I refuse to follow orders and I'm moving on. Now, the same thing about productive black men. When you think about they have this thing about us not protecting and providing, right? Are we gonna go somewhere today? So these guys are going rogue from protecting and providing because what do black women actually collectively or individually do for black men? Take a random poll of black men and ask them what black women have actually done for them. And ask them, and also ask those men what they've actually done for black women. And I bet you, overwhelmingly, they put out far more than they ever got. And like I said before, men keep ledgers. So these productive black men are gonna go are on a precipice of just going rogue. They're not getting in. We as black men aren't getting much out of, or from black women. And black women will say it's not my job to do anything for you. This is the problem when you asking for protection and provision from a group of people that you don't want to do nothing for, even your own sons. That's a problem. You're raising a group of young boys to be men who expect nothing from the very women that expect the world from them. Not a good idea. When it comes to this political game that's going on, the black community is becoming split by the genders, because black men are starting to vote with black men's best interest at heart. Not the black community, not the black women. Black men's best interest, because guess what? Everybody else has benefited off of black men's political best interest. Everybody else has benefited off of affirmative action but the black men who push for it. Everybody else has benefited off of civil rights except the black men who push for it. Everybody else has benefited off of job opportunities except for the black men that push for it. Let's go into this. Industry. See, everybody else, we don't have industries in our communities, but we've created industries from our communities. Think about that. The video game industry as we know it basically came from Gerald Lawson, a black man who invented the first single cartridge video game system, which everything that we see today is based on. Do you see any? But the industry itself shuts black men out. Ain't that a trip? As big as the video game industry is globally, the very people who pioneered it can't get in it. Now, normally, what you see is when somebody pioneers something, they have a piece of it. Right? When it comes to, America's second biggest export, which is music, black people pioneered the whole industry, created all of the genres. But we don't own pieces of the industry, neither industry. Rock and roll, black created. Basically country too, yeah. All American music is black created. Some of y'all gonna have a problem with that, but go look it up yourself. Because because the different categories that you choose are usually an offshoot of something that black people created originally, and it's the black version of it and the white version of it that stem from the black version of it. But pioneered it. That's America's second biggest export. That's industry. See, when you can steal industry from the people, those people are gonna go rogue. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps when you're living off of everybody else's work. That's what's happening. This lamp I got right here with this light. See, Thomas Edison was a pioneer, right? Nikola Tesla, pioneer, right? What about Lewis Latimer? Because see, all of this wouldn't even exist if it wasn't for Lewis Latimer. Now we talk about the car industry. Didn't George Washington Carver teach Henry Ford how to set up the system to manufacture cars and mass produce them? So he pioneered the car manufacturing industry. Is anybody black benefiting from that like that? No. That's an industry though, right? See, black men are looking at this like, okay. The educational system right? The HBCU setup is because of segregation and racism. So everybody who's got an education, whether they're black or non-black in America, who had to go that route, who knew they couldn't get into these quote predominantly white institutions or quote unquote traditional schools, or they wanted to be there protected. That's a pioneered industry. And guess what? All these sports teams, football, basketball, this is where all the talent was at those HBCUs. So you know how, so draining those HBCUs now creates all these big conferences and these big colleges, because these colleges make more money off these sports programs than they actually do off the students. Anybody, are black people getting a piece of that? No. So these brothers are going rogue. You know, all of these governmental benefits that everybody else receives. And in return, we receive at the highest rates of incarceration for everybody else's benefits. So these productive brothers see how this is going. It's like, I ain't messing with none of y'all. All of y'all are out to get me. All of y'all stab me in the back. All of y'all are no good. All of y'all are turncoats. All of y'all, you know, are liars, manipulators, thieves, and opportunists. I ain't rocking with none of y'all. Now y'all got to work with each other. And see, what you people think is, oh, we've got everything. No, you don't. What you've got is a country $20 trillion in debt. And your biggest innovative force historically in this country has been the black man. Because of all the numerous industries we pioneered. You got to remember, the refrigerator, the air conditioning. Just saying. You know, what is it, the automatic transmission? Just saying. The food industry. Who invented the potato chip? The potato chip has... You think about it. Coca-Cola has all of this stuff. George Crumb, who invented the potato chip? You know, Frito-Lay, Lay's, you know, all of these companies that have these big aisles, that have these billions and trillions of dollars in assets. That's an industry pioneered by black people. Also this fast food industry, especially that fried chicken that these people like. Oh, who pioneered that? Oh, okay. That's what I thought. You know, the seafood industry, this Cajun Creole, you know, industry that's popping up all over the country. Where they came from? All the ribs that everybody likes so much, that nigger food. American culture, a big piece of American culture is tied into my community. And because all of you folks have benefited so well, you've been eating high off the hog so well, that you actually think it was you. And what you're seeing is these brothers who are productive, like, I'm a capitalist now. I'm in it for me and the money, and forget y'all. Because it is our history. You got to work twice as hard to get half as much. Now, look at how little work everybody else has to do in this country to get ahead. To get a break, to get benefits, to get loans, to get nepotism, to get a hand up. See, nobody else in this country has to pull themselves up by their bootstraps because they're so busy stealing from us. So these productive brothers are on the cusp of going rogue. And you better get used to it, because they ain't coming back. We out.